Hi everybody, this is Steph from Mel365 and today I'm doing a beautiful walk which is called Bushrangers Walk, just 1.5 hours from Melbourne.
I can't turn down the noise, tear all the worries out of my mind. About who I'm supposed to be, I start to believe I can't get it right.
Let me tell you something more about this walk. It's an easy walk. As I said, it's 1 hour one way. It's very flat, it's doable by literally everyone, even with kids. I am today, for example, with my 6 years old and he's having a blast, absolutely so much fun. If you take it on a dry day like I'm doing now, it's about really 1 week. We haven't got any rain, it's not muddy. If you get it after a rainy day, probably you get a little bit of a mud, but nothing major. I keep walking now. If you take it towards the end of the day, it probably works best because the colors become really beautiful and you have an incredible view of the inland of the Mornington Peninsula as well. When you arrive midway to the beach, to the Bushrangers beach, you actually get into beautiful vegetation that you see here on my back, of trees that create a sort of tunnel. How to get here? Very easy. With the car, without a car, can be really complicated. So my suggestion is to really rent a car if you don't have one. You take the highway and then you come out at Rosebud, you turn left, you go straight. Here I am arrived at the Bushrangers Bay. If you go down this track here on the back, you go down to the beach, beautiful beach, we're gonna look into it. Otherwise, you can keep walking in that direction and you go to the picnic area. Fantastic walk. It took about 1 hour to come down from Cape Shank to the beach at the Bushrangers Bay. Lovely walk, and probably you've seen it from the images, so I'm sure that you will put this walk into your bucket list. Now, can I go on the other side of this little creek that you see here on my back? Yes, you can. You need to take off the shoes, and here we are. Look, I'm not gonna do that because I want to go back to Cape Shank. The sun is setting and I want to take some photos, and so I keep going back to Cape Shank and maybe see if I can run my drone there.
I don't know where I am, I don't know where you take me, I don't know where you take me. I just follow your trail and I'm losing your mind and I'm losing your head. Let me escape from this love, cause I'm a prisoner.
And here I am back at the Cape Shank parking. Beautiful day. Maybe it's a bit too late now for Cape Shank. I don't think I will have the time to run my drone, but nevertheless it was a fantastic walk and really suggest it to you. And I'll see you in the next walk, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click that little bell so you get a notification every time I put up a video. Bye!